Okay, so have you got a pen and paper handy?
Yep, and I'm also recording. Okay.
We've got here. We've got that. We've got that. We've got that. Oh, great. Now my pen's not working. Oh, lordy bee, lordy bee, lordy bee. No. No, not working. Nope. Okay, hold on. I'm just going to go into, what about that one? Yep, that works. Great. Boom. Then we've got that. And we've got that. Okay, pen and paper?
Yep.
Pen and paper handy. Okay, so I'm going to give you some dates. Okay. And the 14th of May of 2021
Okay.
to the 29th of July of 2021.
Okay.
Then the 29th of December 2021
Okay.
to the 11th of May of 2022.
Okay.
Then the 29th of October to the 21st of December of 2022.
Okay.
Okay, so during those dates, you have an astrological transit of Jupiter over your natal Mars. So what does that mean? It means a lot of energy to do with change.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like, okay, let's get things moving, let's get things moving, let's get things moving, yeah?
Okay.
Now, it will move into the area of your chart that governs your personality and your emotions on the 18th of May of 2023.
Okay.
Lasting until the 26th of May of 2024.
Okay.
Now, you had it visiting itself on the 9th of November of 2018 through until the 2nd of December of 2019. So that should have been a period of time of a lot of change. And the change should have been positive. If it wasn't positive, it just simply means that you've got unresolved issues that you need to look at.
Okay.
Now, it was also, at the same time, it also visited the area of your chart that governs your deep-seated hopes, dreams, and wishes. The area of your chart to do with all of your thinking and all of your ideas, as well as the area of your chart that governs your identity in the world.
Okay.
Then from the 3rd of December of 2019 until the 16th of December of 2020, it then visited the area of your chart to do with all of your relationships.
Okay.
Now, if we travel way out into the future to the 26th of May of 2024 until the 9th of June of 2025, during that period of time, it comes in to support you with a whole lot of problem-solving energy.
Okay.
Okay, Now, when we look at your chart, it's like you've got a lot of fire. Got a lot of fire energy in your chart. And the fire energy is created from, it's like all of your Sagittarian planets. So like if you look at your astrological chart, you basically would have like in an area of the circle, 1, 2, 3, 4, you would have 4 planets all lined up together.
Okay.
Okay, and they're all in Sagittarius. Then you've got your moon and you've got your relationship area. Both of those are in earth signs. So you've got some grounded energy that's in there for you.
Okay.
Right? But you only have 1 in water. And that's to do with, like, you know, your career and the direction of, you know, of your life, what your life is taking.
And then Earth is relationships, you said? Was that right?
Yeah, you've got your moon, which governs your emotions and your personality in Taurus, which is an earth sign, and you've got Venus, which governs all of your relationships in Capricorn, which is also an earth sign.
Okay.
Okay, so where are you at the moment? You're in a time of a lot of sorting out, a lot of questioning. Who am I? Don't know. What do I want? Don't know. Where am I going? Don't know. What's it all about? Don't know that either. That's basically where you're at.
Yes.
So you're at a major turning point to do with completion. So instead of being lost and not having any answers to your questions, it's like what you are needing to do is look at your life and look at everything that you no longer want, so that you can actually get rid of it.
Yep.
Okay, and by you working through everything and getting rid of everybody and everything that no longer works for you, including how you feel inside and what you look like, that means when you hit your birthday, the December of this year to next year, so we're basically looking at next year's energy, a whole new ball game. Very, very powerful. Very powerful.
Awesome.
Now, you have a personality energy vibration, which is an interesting one because it's very strong and it's very, like, independent. So this energy finds you not liking being told what to do. No, so this is the energy of like, don't tell me what to do. 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 So you actually have an energy vibration around that where you have to learn from your mistakes.
Yes.
Because you basically have not listened.
Correct. My whole life.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you're born with this. Yeah.
Yep.
Then at the same time, it's like you're super, super sensitive.
Yep.
And you have a tendency of taking a lot of things to heart and thinking that people are having a go at you when they're not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what you have to learn to do, so you're very much like on the attack. You've got all of this sensitive energy, but because of all of your Saggy fire, you don't like other people to know that what they've done or said has affected you.
Yep.
So then what you do is that you shove all of that down inside of yourself, and then one day you explode. And then they look at you as if you've got 6 heads. And it's like what's wrong with you? What are you exploding about? All that happened was this. But it's not. It's because of everything else that you've shoved down inside. Or another thing that you do, instead of shoving it down inside, you go home and you eat.
Yep.
Okay? So we've got to get you to the point where you can use that power energy of that side of your personality to set boundaries and to call people on their behavior. So it's basically called, how dare you speak to me like that, and how dare you treat me like that.
Yeah.
So if you speak to me like that or you treat me like that again, these are going to be the consequences, and you have to action those consequences.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
And then that's going to see you stopping that cycle, that negative cycle that you've got going on. Yeah?
Yep.
Now, I want you to imagine that you're standing on a stage in an auditorium.
Okay.
And this auditorium is chock-a-block full of human beings who were born with a God-given soul.
Okay.
Outside of the auditorium, you've got vehicles that look like human beings walking around, but they are totally void of a soul. Empty vessels.
Okay.
Okay? So we're coming back into the auditorium, and we're going to take 90% of the God-given soul human beings, and we're going to place them all into kindergarten, school on planet Earth. Because we're looking at planet Earth and we're going, okay, it's like this is a learning place. Planet Earth is a learning place, so it's like a school.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Then we're going to take 5% of the remaining 10%, and we're going to sprinkle them over grades 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
Then we're going to take the remaining 5% and we're going to put them all into grade 6. So we've got a big gap between 90% in kindergarten and 5% in grade 6.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Now, those that are in kindergarten, because they're in the majority, they believe that their way of being in the world, what they do, how they act, is the way that everybody should do, what they all should do and the way that they should act, because there's 90% of them, so they're in the majority.
Yeah.
So of course they're going to believe that their way is right and everybody else's way is wrong.
Yeah.
So when we look at kindies are totally and utterly self-centered. They don't care what it is that they have to do in order to get what they want. So they will lie, they will cheat, they will rip off, they will walk all over anybody, no compunction, in order to have their needs met.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, they hurt, use, abuse, rip off and walk all over anybody to get what they want. The souls that are sprinkled over grades 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the higher up in the grade level they go, the more spiritual they will be. And then we've got the 5% in grade 6, and those souls have come onto the planet to make a difference. So they will not be happy unless they're actually doing that. Kindergarten soul people label grade 6 soul people as being either weird, different, or strange. Because to a kindergarten soul person, a grade 6 person is weird, is different, and is strange.
Yep.
And kindies will say to a grade 6 person that the grade 6 person needs to get normal. So it's basically, look, your problem is this. You just need to get normal. Which would see a grade 6 person going, what's normal? And a kindi will go, well, like me, or like us, like we're normal. Which would then see a grade 6 person being totally and utterly horrified. Horrified about being like a kindi. Yeah?
Yep.
When in actual fact, it's the other way around. It's the kindies that have learned to be like the grade 6, but the only way they're going to do that is by the grade 6 souls having the confidence and the self-esteem to step out into the world, to be who they are, to then be an inspiration to the kindergartners in regard to how life is really meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Get the picture?
Yep.
You're a grade 6.
Yeah, and I think I've been that my whole life. I mean,
Well, you are, because you're born it. We're born grade 6. We're born into the grade levels.
That kind of explains my when I was a teenager, I was into Eckhart
Tolle.
Don't tell me,
I don't want to know. Okay, all right. Okay, it's like at the end of the reading, you can talk to me. Okay? But I don't want to know anything about you. Otherwise, when I say something, you'll go, oh, but I've already told you that. Yeah?
Yep.
So we then look at the destiny energy that you've come in with. And your destiny energy is about business. It's about career.
Yeah.
So you've come in with this leadership energy, the energy vibration of sensitivity, your grade 6 energy about making a difference, and then channeling all of that into a business or into a career, because you should be self-employed. Because if you're not self-employed, then it means that you would be working for a kindergarten soul boss.
Yep.
Get the picture?
Yep.
And a kindergarten soul boss does not get a grade 6 soul employee at all. So instead of giving your ideas to your boss in regard to how they can make more money or how things could be different for them, what you do, you pull your energy into you, because the boss is either going to use you and what it is that you've had to say, or totally ignore you and what you are saying and what opportunities that you're giving.
Mm-hmm.
Get the picture?
Yep.
Yep. So it's like, it's very, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called pull your energy back, and you use that grade 6 energy for yourself. Now, with your grade 6 energy, you have to be careful of kindergarten men, because kindergarten men are attracted to grade 6 women. And they're attracted to grade 6 women because they want the energy that the grade 6 female has got.
Mm.
But when they get into relationship with her, they can't handle her. And so therefore what they do is that they try to control and manipulate her and break her of whatever confidence or self-esteem that she has in order to make them feel superior to her. The grade 6 soul female is attracted to the kindergarten man because he's got a whole lot of problems. So it becomes, oh, the poor thing, with my help and my love and my support, I'll help make him better. Or with my help and my love and my support, I'll get him to become the potential that I see that he can be. Which will then see you forever putting all of your time and your energy and your effort into trying to fix this man. And if he gets fixed, he'll leave you. But the other thing that happens is he doesn't get fixed because he doesn't want to get fixed, because he's really happy being the way that he is, and that will do your head in. So with you, it's like, it's about you putting your energy into you and you supporting people with their journey. But they have to do the journey themselves, and they have to want to learn, and they have to want to grow. Get the picture?
Yep.
So it's about you learning to accept them the way that they are. That's the way that they are. That's what they're choosing to do. That's how they're choosing to be. So be it. Okay, any questions to do with that so far, or is that all clear?
That's all clear. The only question I have is, which people are grade 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Like, how would they be, I guess, recognizable?
They're just on their spiritual. They're just on their spiritual journey. So, like I said, the higher up in the grade level we go, the more spiritual they will be. So the more they'll be wanting to make a difference.
Do they come in the middle, or they come in the middle, or they come in? They don't come in as kindergarten. They come in as grade 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, right?
Yep. They come in on that
Okay.
Because they've already started. Yep. Now the interesting thing is that on the planet at this particular point in time, all of those in kindergarten have got an opportunity to learn and to grow and to get to grade 5. Right, that's being given to them. That's an opportunity that's there for them. But the thing is that they have to want to. And then this is where I'm saying to all of the grade 6s at the moment, it's time to shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Yep.
Okay.
And then people are going like, like why? Like why shut up? And I go, because I said, we have got a lot that's going to be happening on the planet, an awful lot, yeah? And all of us grade 6 souls, hold on, I just want to go, I'm just going to wrap a blanket around my feet. My feet are cold. It's cold here today. Like, oh, God. So what you've got is that at the moment, it's like with what's going on and what has been going on, all of the grade 6s have been out there helping, doing, helping. Everybody that's on a platform, right, they're grade 6, right? They're grade 6s unless they've been planted by the cabal, okay? But it's like, but they've been there to be way showers.
Mm-hmm.
Way showers, yeah?
Yeah.
So me with my grade 6 energy, I've been out there just giving out the information, yeah? And whatever people do with it is whatever people do with it. Get the picture?
Yep.
So what's happening now is that we still have people that are out there on the platform, but everybody else, I'm just saying to them, it's time for you to shut up, pull your energy back, nurture yourself, look after you, because if people haven't woken up by now, it's like they ain't gonna wake up until the shit hits the fan.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
And when the shit hits the fan, they are going to need the grade 6 people to support them and help them.
Mm-hmm.
So energy now, pull it back into you, nurture you, take care of you, right? And when the shit hits the fan, ba-dum, it's like out you will go. Okay?
Yep.
So Charlie Ward was saying that we needed 80% that had woken up. And Simon Park said the same. So if we've got 80% that have woken up, then things can start to move because the energy vibration on the planet changes. When a person is woken up, their energy changes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah?
Yeah.
So if we've got 80% that have woken up, it's like we've got this big energy shift and change on the planet.
Yep.
So then what we've got, in that case, if we've got the 80, then what we're looking at is that we're actually looking at the 20% that haven't woken up. And they're the ones that are going to have big meltdowns. And the thing is as I'm saying to all my grade 6s that I'm reading for, it's like, and don't think that we're not going to have meltdowns either,
right.
Because we are.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're lucky because we're aware of a lot, but it's like that basically what we know is only scratching the surface.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
It's when we've got the rest of it that comes in that's going to be like very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting lot of energy, okay, when that comes in. So we are even going to go into shock. But at least we've been prepared.
Yeah.
Okay? So being there for others is what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to move on and I'm dealing with your energy grid. And the energy grid gives me information in regard to how many levels of sensitivity and how many levels of strength that you were born with.
Okay.
Now, we have 9 levels in this. So ideally, the ideal scenario would be that we actually are born with like 9 levels of strength. Got it?
Yep.
Okay. When I look here at your grid, you have been born with 2 levels of strength and 7 levels of sensitivity.
Wow.
Yeah. So what does that mean? That means that if you were born into an environment where you were dealing with kindergarten soul adults we are looking at some problems.
Okay.
So we are looking at you, okay? We are looking at you from birth to the age of 10, which are the formative years for every child, being affected on an emotional level by the kindergarten soul adults around you. See, kindergarten soul adults do not know how to speak to, how to treat, or how to act around a grade 6 soul child for the child not to be affected in the negative.
Okay.
So when I'm looking at your levels of sensitivity and I'm going, okay, worst possible case scenario, she had a whole lot of kindergarten soul adults around her. So what's going to be activated? The first thing that's going to be activated is a lack of confidence. The next thing would be a problem with saying no to people, a need to be liked, so a tendency of putting everybody else before yourself. So this would bring in a problem with you saying no to people.
Right.
Then we've got an energy pattern of you not being heard as a child. So in your adult life, you either hold back on your communication or you are over the top wanting to be heard, wanting to get your opinion across. Yeah?
Yep.
Then we're looking at an attitude around money. So this would see you taking in a negative belief system of fear from the kindergarten soul adults to do with money, which would then see you with a fear of financial scarcity. That will see you getting money, spending it, getting it, being careful with it, getting it, spending it, getting it, being careful with it, or getting it and spending it all, or getting it and hoarding it.
Okay.
And then if you start to make money, then it would see you feeling bad and guilty that you've got money while you think that others don't, even though they've probably got more money in the bank than what you've got in the bank. So it will be seeing you shouting tea, like coffees and lunches and all sorts of stuff. Now, I'm not saying don't be generous, because all grade 6s are generous, but don't do it out of guilt.
Okay.
Then we look at the next energy. Every grade 6 soul is born with a very, very strong warning mechanism in the shape of a gut feeling from God. So when you meet somebody and you don't get a good feeling about them, you've got to listen to it, because it's absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
But as a child, if that was not supported, then as an adult, you're going to doubt it because it doesn't make sense. And a lot of the time what you've done, you've ignored the gut feeling because it doesn't make sense, and you've ended up the creek without a paddle.
Yeah.
Saying to yourself, oh my God, I knew. Oh my God, I had a feeling about that person.
Yep.
Oh my God, why didn't I listen? Yeah?
Yep.
Then we bring in the fear of failure. And your fear of failure is connected to the fear of being judged, the fear of being ridiculed, the fear of rejection, the fear of being abandoned, the belief that who you are isn't good enough, the belief that who you are doesn't deserve, fear of confrontation, and fear of being betrayed.
Yes.
And last but not least, you've got the energy pattern that comes in from either one or both of your parents, of you knowing how you had to be in order to make them happy. And how you had to be is not who you really are.
Right.
So then we've got the energy vibration of you not being who you really are. We've got you being the way that you think that they want you to be in order to make them happy.
Yeah.
So therefore you go into the world as a pleaser, trying to please everyone, instead of you being who you are and doing what you want to do and being who you really are.
Yeah.
So if you relate to any of that, starting with the lack of confidence and ending with the pleasing, if that's still a part of your life, then you need to know that it's got nothing to do with you. You were not born with any of it. It's what you picked up by the way that you were treated from birth to the age of 10. So therefore, it's like you can then get rid of that because it's got nothing to do with you.
Yep.
When you get rid of all of that, then you will be the grade 6 energy that you are. Now, you're highly, highly intelligent. However, you tend to forget things, so it's a good idea for you to write things down. The things that you forget are the mundane. Your mind is not here to work on a mundane level like a kindergartner. So the more you write down, the more your mind is left open to bring in the grade 6 energy. You also have an extremely analytical mind that never stops asking questions. So you need to know how, why, when, where, what, and who about absolutely everything. And your mind works like a jigsaw puzzle. So it's about putting all of the pieces together. So with you, it's like when you meet people, you need to introduce yourself, followed by, just need to let you know I ask a lot of questions. Okay? Because if you do that, then people are fine because you've told them. If you don't tell them and you start asking questions, their eyes will glaze over. And it's like, oh God, here she comes again. That's the girl that asks all the questions. Oh God. Kindies don't ask questions. Yeah, kindies are really, really interesting people. Very, very interesting people. So, do you get this?
Yep.
Okay. Now, also, you're born here with a high level of sensitivity. And physical energy good. So you've got a good constitution, but you've got a lot of frustration. So you need to exercise for at least half an hour every day to burn off the frustration. And by doing that, then we're going to have you being sane. If you don't do it, then we're going to have you like losing it.
Yep.
Got it?
Yep.
So the exercising is not about losing weight, not about being fit. It's about sanity.
Yep.
The picture?
Yep.
Right. So any questions to do with that?
No, spot on.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to have a look at your cycles. Okay. This life cycle is with you until you turn 33. And I don't like it. This is all about hard work, application, nose to the grindstone. This is all about limitation. This is all about the only way you're ever going to get anywhere in life is to work hard and save your money. So not grade 6. So then we see your second life cycle, which is from the age of 33 until the age of 42. And this is all about leadership and power. This is about getting out there in the world, standing on your own 2 feet, being your own person. We then look at your third life cycle, 42 to 51, and it's freedom and change and variety and travel and movement and people and fun. And then your cycle from 51 through until the end of your life is about people. Now, that cycle from 42 to 51 is your leading cycle energy. So what that says to me is that throughout the whole of your life, it's like your freedom is going to be very important to you. Mm-hmm. And there's no way that you are ever going to want to work 9 to 5. You would hate it.
Yeah.
This says, I want to be out in the world and I want to be doing my own thing and I want to be my own person. So I'm wanting this freedom energy.
Yep.
Right? Like really, really, really important. Really important. So this, don't want to work 9 to 5. And what's more, it's like I definitely do not want to be working X amount of days per week the same as everybody else. I want to work the days that I want to work and I want to work the hours that I want to work. Therefore, it would be a really good idea for you to be self-employed.
Yep.
So that would have been something that you would have been working toward throughout the whole of your life, is getting self-employed.
Yep.
So when we look at these cycles and we look at your first life cycle, okay.
1 second. Hold on for just a second. Oh, yeah. Just 1 second. I'm going to let a dog in the office. All right, come in. Come in. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna shut the door so it doesn't get cold. Okay, I'm back.
Okay. So now I'm going to be interpreting this, okay?
Okay.
So this is what's called your life story chart. And your life story chart starts at birth, and we can take it as far into the future as too. I've taken it up to when you turn 56. Okay?
Okay.
Now, the reason I do that is because I believe that forewarned is forearmed. So if you know what's going on, you're in control of it instead of it controlling you.
Yeah.
Now, as I'm looking at your birth to the age of 10, the formative years, are you aware that at the age of 6 you felt like you were on your own?
No, I don't remember that. I don't remember age of 6.
Right. So that's what's showing here. The age of 6, you felt like you were on your own. Now, that is responsible for you in your adult life, never wanting people to help you with anything. This is the energy of, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm all right, I've got it covered. But if you other people, if you need help and support, let me know because I'm here to help and support you, but I'm fine. So this has brought up trust issues with you that you have with others, okay?
Yeah.
Now, as I'm looking back here at this energy, I'm seeing for the first 3 years of your life, from birth until you turned 3, you entered into an energy vibration, and this was to do with control. A lot of control, a lot of controlling energy. And this is another reason why in your adult life, you do not want anybody trying to control you. So it's called, don't try and control me. Don't tell me what to do. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's all with that energy. Then around the age of 3, you switched off and you created a little world for yourself in which to live. So as you go through your life, when things get too difficult for you, you do the switch off.
Yeah.
Then we see you at the age of 4, and that's when you formed your belief system about money. At the age of 5 is when you formed your self-esteem. And here we are at the age of 6 with this independent thing that came in. 7, you learned how you had to be to make them all happy. And at the ages of 8 and 9, and also includes 10, we've got you with the energy vibration of you being very, very good. So a lot of giving, yeah? But I've got to go back to the age of 3 when that actually first started to kick in, which is the giving and 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 the giving, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is always like trying to have everybody be okay. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So we then see you coming to like a big full stop around the age of 11, and this is to do with home and family and all of the relationships. Okay, parents, relationship, family.
Okay.
We see you at the age of 12. And at the age of 12, right up until you turn 20, this energy is all about independence. So this is all about you wanting to be out there in the world, standing on your own 2 feet and being your own person.
Yep.
And it's called I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Yeah?
Yep.
Leadership, all of that. And then around the age of 16, I'm looking at like a boyfriend energy that's showing up here. So, but we've got something quite strong to do with relationships around you when you were 16. But then when 17, we're out into that independence again. And we don't get the relationship energy coming back in again until you turn 20. So the age of 16 and also the age of 20, they both linked together to do with relationships.
Okay.
Now, around the age of 21, we've just got you here with, again, we've got relationship energy over the 2-year period of 2021. But also at the age of 21, there's an energy of wanting to just pack your bags and go away and sit on a mountain somewhere. So this is an energy of like, I just want everybody to like go away and leave me alone. Yeah?
Yeah.
As I reassess who it is that I want to be in the world now, from now going forward. Big career, money, energy, vibration with you at the age of 22. Pretty strong. Okay?
Yeah.
Really strong. Where you are living, how you are living, your finances, your work. And then when you turn 23, you hit a bit of a wall at the age of 23 and some questioning. But at 24, it was like, okay, get your act together. So around that 24, 25, we get this, again, this relationship energy pattern that came back in. So like that's really strong. But at the ages of 25, 26, 27, we're looking at hard work, application and nose to the grindstone up until we turn 28. Now from 28 up until you turn 33, we're going back into that energy of giving and giving and giving and giving and giving some more and giving some more and giving some more. And it's not until you turn 33 that you move out of that energy. So now at 33, you start to embrace the new cycle, and the new cycle is the cycle to do with power. So we've got decisions there at 33, but we've still got you caught back with that old energy of giving to others up until you turn 35. So 35, 36, it all changed.
Okay.
And that year that you were 36, it's like that energy vibration brought in such a powerful energy that stayed with you until you turned 44. So this is about you carrying all of the responsibilities on your own shoulder. This is about you being independent. And it sees you at the age of 39 doing a whole lot of questioning and reassessment of yourself. So this is called Who Am I Really and What Am I Really Here to Do? And around 40, there should have been a change of residence. So if you change residence around that time, that would have been a really good thing to do. But definitely a lot to do with career and money and where you were living and how you were living. You then turned 42 and the universe said to you, right, it's time for change. But I'm still carrying on that really strong independent energy until you turn 44. And at 44, I'm seeing you bringing in a lot of new people as well as a lot to do with relationships. Keeping the peace and working in with others at 45 and 46. But then I get another big relationship energy shift and change at the age of 47. So the age of 47 ties us back to the same energy vibration that you had at 44. So 44 and 47 are the same. Okay?
Okay.
So it's got to do with people, but it's also got to do with relationships. And then when I see you at 48, so around the ages of 48, 49, it's like, okay, what do I want to do now? Because again, we're bringing in the energy to do with money and career, but we're also bringing in the energy about change of home. So that would have been a really good time in regard to the buying and selling of property or doing extensions or redecorating the home. And that's around the ages of 48, 49. You then turn 50, which is where you're at now, that sees you hitting the wall. Hitting the wall, losing the plot. Where am I? Don't know. What do I want? Don't know. Where am I going? Don't know. What's it all about? Don't know that either. So this is time for completion, completion, completion. And your 50, 51, 52 is a 3-year period that's got to do with the death of everything that's no longer relevant to create what is. So big transformational energy journey over this 3-year period.
Okay.
So if we look at you with your grade 6 energy and look at you to do with that grade 6 energy, and we look at that to do with the state of the world, then that says to me that you're going to be doing something to support with all of the changes that are going to be taking place.
Mm-hmm.
And then around your 53, 54, we've got the nurturing, the healing, the helping. And then when you turn 55, then it's a whole new ball game. Because that 55 for you is a double energy vibration to do with the freedom. And it's very, very strong.
Okay.
Get the picture?
Yep.
Okay. Now, any questions about that so far?
Nope, looks good.
Okay, cool. So where you're at the moment is that you are in the year energy vibration. That's the end of a cycle. So it's about you getting very clear about everything and everyone that no longer makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about getting rid of all of that. And when you turn 51, that's the energy vibration to do with the new beginnings and you closing doors on the past and you doing a whole lot of consolidating to be able to move forward in the new direction.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so let's have a look at your tarot cards. Now, who's James? Where does the name James come in for you?
I don't think of anybody right off the top of my head.
Anybody that's got a surname James?
The last name James?
Yep.
No.
Okay. So they're giving me this name. So, and the fact that you can't relate to it. So I just need to say to you that when you are out and about doing whatever it is that you are doing, when you hear the name James, you must take notice of what's going on around you at that time.
Okay.
So at the moment, the big thing for you is to zip your lips. Basically saying you have done all that you need to do. You've done all that you can do. And if people don't get it at this point in time, they're not going to. Okay?
Okay.
So you pull your energy back and you look after you. You nurture you because, as I said before, you're going to be needed. You're going to be needed out there in the world.
Yep.
And the thing is, it's no good when you're needed that you're exhausted.
Right.
And it's no good you also when you're needed for you to be frustrated.
Right.
Okay, you've got a lot on your mind at the moment. There's a lot of mental dilemma here. Okay?
Okay.
So what I'm being told is that they're saying, tell her to write things down. Okay, like write down what's creating this dilemma state. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to get answers for things. It's like you're going to love this one, right? Have you come across videos to do with Australia of a man by the name of Ricardo Bosi?
I don't know if I recognize that name. Actually, I think I might recognize the name, but I don't think that I've actually listened to anything at length from him.
Right. Okay. Well, Janine thinks he's just amazing, right? Anyway, so we've got this big thing to do with Canberra. Yeah.
Yep.
So Canberra's like Ottawa. Yeah. Okay. So like everybody descends on Canberra because that's where our parliament is. That's where parliament sits. Yeah.
Yep.
So I've been talking, and it's like I'm planning on going up, but every weekend something happens. Anyway, so I turned around and I said to Tanya the other day, I said, right, this is it. I said the 11th, 12th, 13th, I said, we're going to Canberra. We're going up. She goes, okay. And I said, and I'm going to have some Born to Be Free T-shirts printed. And I said, anybody in my group will wear the Born to Be Free T-shirts. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fine. So did that. Then what the coordinator or the coordinators of Australia 1, which is Ricardo Bosi's, team, he's not a party because, anybody that's got a party here in Australia, it's all illegal, all right, because it's not by our constitution.
Okay.
So he's never formed a party per se. He just calls his group Australia 1. Anyway, so the wife of the Queensland coordinator is one of the followers. Janine, Bryce, John Claude.
Yeah.
So then they contacted me because I was talking about Ricardo Bosi, right, on some of my shows. So then they contacted me and they said, would you mind being interviewed on a Zoom for all of our chapter? No, it's okay. So did that, okay? So that's fine. So then they went off to Canberra and then they got caught in all of the floods that we've had. And they've recently just got home. So then they said to me, so then I said to them, look, I'm going to come up. So I'm going to do something on my social media about promoting it, promoting weekend, yeah?
Yeah.
And to get people going, right? Like, come on, guys, Mm-hmm. So I did that. So then I get a message from the coordinator going, okay, so now what I've done is I've hired this and I've hired that and I've got a sound system and I've got this and I've got this banner, and I'm going, holy shit. And I went, right. I said, cool. And he goes, yeah. And he said, and we want you speaking at the event. Oh. I went, what do you mean? We want you speaking. What do you want me to talk about? And they just go, well, whatever it is that you've been talking about, like on the different platforms. And I went, oh, okay. Oh, all right. And then I get a message yesterday, an email saying, been talking to Ricardo. He wants to be on stage with you and wants to interview you. And I'm going, what? It's like, yeah. So, and I don't know if you remembered, I did a show with Bryce and it was called Slow Poisoning.
Yes, I absolutely love that. Took notes through the whole thing.
Thank you. And at the end of it was Agenda 21.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So I have gone and I went, right, That information is really, really freaking powerful. So you go onto Google, you can hardly find anything. But I went on to DuckDuckGo, and I now have got being printed a 360-page document to do with the environmental summit in Rio de Janeiro, whatever it is,
De Janeiro,
in Brazil.
yep.
Right?
2012? Was that 2012?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no, 1992.
Oh.
Yeah, connected into 1994. This is the original document of what they decided. Then I went on DuckDuckGo, and then I found a 19-page document to do with Agenda 21 Australia. So I have now printed them up. So I'm going to be on stage going, here it is, guys, 300 and something pages of what 160 nations passed. They gave a tick to it. And
Yep.
the goal of this environmental summit in Brazil back in then was to have the world's population
Depopulation.
go
Yep.
6 billion people to 800 million by 2030, and they were starting it in 2021.
Yep.
Starting it 2021. Now, do you want me to read out what their plan was? And of course, everybody up there is going to go, yep. And I'll go, right. Well, here is this. You can print it off yourselves. You can go through, you can read it, 300 and something pages. Here is the one for Australia, which is X amount of pages. But this was the plan. This is the plan, but
Yep.
I'm letting you all know now. This was the plan, and this is what was going to happen if Hillary had have been voted in. And all I can say to you all is thank God for Donald Trump.
Yep.
He put a huge big spanner in the works.
Yep. Yep.
So if you have DuckDuckGo,
Yep.
you can go on and you're able to actually read Agenda 21 for America. So what the American contingent, what they were going to do and how they were going to play this out. Fascinating.
Yep. I don't remember what I just saw on that, but my gosh, it was like America was just going to be destroyed, turned into a third world nation. That was the goal. Just destroy it.
You got it.
Start with taking all the land and destroying it.
Yep. Yeah, you've got it. I mean, it's like, and like I say to people, thank God for Donald Trump.
Yep.
So that's your 22. That's your grade 6 energy. That's about you getting stuff, ready,
Yep.
And as I say to people, Fauci was responsible for the AIDS virus.
Yep.
As well as Corona. He's responsible for all of that shit.
Yep.
And of course, what did they do? They injected the AIDS virus into gays. So
Yeah.
that way it became a gay pandemic.
Yep.
That they would then bring upon the rest of the world.
Yep.
So that it would divide us.
Yep.
Oh, I tell you.
Yep. And with what we know, just imagine it's just the tip of the iceberg. The stuff that we learn, nothing's going to surprise us, but it's
But as I'm saying to all of my grade 6s, listen, it's like we know this stuff, but what it is that we know is just a tip of the iceberg. It's just scratched the surface because we are also going to go into shock when the shit hits the fan. Now, did you happen to see the picture of the White House, the video of the White House with all of the explosions going off inside?
I listened to people talking about them and how they were demolition inside so that it'll be ready to take down like they did the Twin Towers.
Oh yeah. You should see it. It's like there's this guy and he's got his camera and he's going, oh look, there's an SUV parked outside. Parked just there in the White House. There, yep, there's an SUV. And then he's going and he's got his camera on it and there's these flashes going from window to window. You can see it's there. He filmed it,
Yep.
And it was like, oh my God. And then he says, oh, okay, so now the tail light is on the SUV. So the SUV is now being driven away. I mean, it's just like it's unbelievable.
Yeah, you can't make that stuff up. You can't.
You can't. There it is, right in front of your eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Brycey got in contact with a demolition place and said, what would be going on?
Yeah.
What is it that's going on? And they said, what we do is that we go in and we do the demolition. We start on the inside.
Yep.
And we do room by room so that all that's left is the shell.
Yep. Structural damage. Yep. So it goes down. Yep. Kapoof. And it'll fall down. And, yep.
50. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Did you ever see the video where they had they were recording the White House and it had Michael Jackson like a graphic or one of those graphics that look real dancing around the top of the White House, and it was awesome.
I know. It's like, and you just sit and you just look at it. But what did you think of Nancy Pelosi?
Oh my God, her face.
Not long ago, not the one that was really that you could see that it was Michael, but it was one where she was talking and it's like, and her face had not a wrinkle on it, but the nose was Michael's nose. That nose was Michael's nose.
Oh.
And it was like, oh my God.
Yep. Just awesome. And I saw a clip from Fox News, Tucker Carlson, saying, it's Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, we thought he was dead, but he is not. And he, the way he does it.
That's the one where it's like it really, really looked like Michael.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this other one, it was like this female, but the nose was Michael's nose.
That's awesome.
And I said to somebody, not a wrinkle on its face. Not a wrinkle on its face. Oh, look, it's like, what's going on over there? It's like a clown show. It's just like a clown show, yeah?
Yep, just bring back real Michael Jackson, get him out there and let him sing for us, my gosh, and dance.
Oh, God, and Freddie Mercury,
yes.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
And John Denver.
There's so many, it just gives me goosebumps. Oh.
I know. And did you happen to catch the show I did with Negative 48?
How recent?
I was on with Negative 48 and Bryce, and Primey.
Nope, I haven't seen that one.
Oh my God. Now was it a Bryce show? I think it was an Esoteric Atlanta show.
Okay, I can look back because and it
was Primey, Pryme.
Yep.
It was me. Negative 48. And it may have been Steffi. Steffi may have been on that one as well.
Okay.
But negative 48 said to me, so have you seen like Fiducia or whatever his name is? Yeah. And he said, sometimes he's short, sometimes he's tall, so, you know, and he said, when he's short, John Denver,
Yep.
when he's tall, and then he said, and your person hasn't gone either from there in Australia. And I went, who? And he said, the crocodile man. Oh my God, Steve Earle.
Yeah, see, that gives me goosebumps too.
So they're all playing Booster.
Yep.
You know?
Yep, Vincent.
Like,
Yep.
Oh my God, Vincent. Yeah, Vincent.
And
All
Junior
right.
too, right? JFK Junior is one of them too, right?
Yeah. Okay, so. Okay, so here we go with your cards. Are you ready?
Oh, let me turn the page. All right.
Okay, positivity to do with you emotionally. Lots of positive energy as you are breaking over the next 8 weeks or in 8 weeks' time from all of the restrictions that have been around you.
Okay.
Leaving the past where it belongs.
Okay.
Ha. Trump card. Trump card is the 6th card that has been pulled for you. This is the card of him that I saw when I did, shows like right from the word go. And he was standing in a blue suit with a red tie. He had a crown on his head and he had a sash on. And I said, I don't know what he is. He's a king, but he's not a king. He's a president, but he's not a president. And I said, and there's nothing that's on him that represents being the president of the United States. I said, but he is in a position of authority, some sort of authority, an authority position, okay? That's the card that I had back then, okay?
Yep.
So here he is, and this is saying to me that he's poised and he's ready to go. He's just waiting for the command. Now that's interesting. He is waiting for the command.
Yep.
It's not us waiting for him to give the command. He is waiting for the command. And things are going to start moving again over the next 8 weeks. The next 8 weeks is going to be huge. So we're looking around like the 9th of May that will be like the end of this 8-week period. But it's got to do with death and destruction.
Okay.
So this is like the death of everything that's no longer relevant to bring in what is. And it's got you having to be very quiet. You're having to pull your energy back.
Okay.
Now, you are going to go out in the world and you are going to do new work.
Okay.
There is going to be a lot of dilemma out there. Okay?
Okay.
I've got people fighting. I've got people with words, people trying to tell people what to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty full on, but over the top of it sees the man that's in control. Okay?
Okay.
Right? There's going to be a man that's there that's very much in control, and you are going to be moving. I don't know where you live. I don't know if you're thinking about moving, but it's saying she's going to be moving.
Okay.
Right? Because you've got the vehicle to do with movement. Yeah?
Okay.
But at the moment, you're having to sit on the fence and you're having to bide your time. Okay. So it's like, you're just having to be calm and patient while you're working things. And here it is again. This is the card that came out before, which is this mental dilemma. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what I've been saying to all the grade 6s is, from this point on, you must listen to your gut feelings. Got it?
Yep.
You must listen to your gut feelings, because your gut feelings are going to take you on safe journeys. Now, I was told this like many, many years ago, right?
Yeah.
That people will be sent on safe journeys. So, of course, I thought, people are going overseas. People are going here. People are going there. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
No. Safe journeys. You can go down to the supermarket now.
Yeah.
Or go to the supermarket tonight. Don't go during the day, go tonight. Tonight will be safe. Yeah? This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can go out on the road now. But you've got to go now. You've got to get in your car and you've got to go and do what it is that you're planning on doing, like now.
Okay.
These are the safe journeys. And then it will be stay home, lock your door. Don't go out for 2 days. Gut feeling, gut feeling, gut feeling, gut feeling. Now, all grade 6s are born with this very strong gut feeling connection to God. So that's how God sends us on safe journeys and protects us. That's how God protects us from being hurt, used, abused, ripped off and walked all over by kindergarten cell people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get this?
Yep.
Great. Because we're going to come out of this with a huge, audacious victory. But the end of the life cycle as we've known it has to happen. Has to happen. Because the world cannot continue on the way that it's been going.
Mm-hmm.
With you, you're going to be forming a whole new relationship with yourself, and your relationship with yourself is your number one priority. And there's the second card representing Trump.
Okay.
Now you can see he's holding the globe. He's got the lily and the rose on his shoulder, and he is holding on to rods. And I actually got the other day when I was reading for a girl, I went, oh, well, here he is, and he's standing here with, and I went, oh, shit. And she's, what? And I said, I've got it. She goes, you've got what? I said, he's standing with the rods of God. He's standing with the rods of God. So he is standing and he is getting ready to let the rods of God go. Okay, so you've got the card of the tears that I've already said to you would be happening. Okay?
Yep.
You've got the very, very strong energy card here to do with the intuition and your gut feeling. You also have the card here to do with children. And you've got the card of the devil. So all of that is going to surface, which is then going to see people, and you will be supporting people in turning their backs and walking away from everything that no longer works for them. It's time to let that go. It's time to let this go. It's time to let that go. Yeah?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's a very, very interesting card. Do you see that?
Yep. Yep. 8 of
Right?
Cups. Yep.
Yep. Okay. Everything is empty. It's empty. And they're realizing now how their lives have been. They've lived very shallow lives and lives that have been very empty. And they've been empty of God.
Yep.
They've been empty of God. And for you, you're going to be doing this. And that is a whole new direction that you're going to be taking on. All right. End of reading. Any questions? Well, that was an interesting reading.
Yeah. Okay. So what was the children card and the card of the devil? Does that just mean what's happening as far as like what's being unearthed and brought to light? Brought to light the children from the tunnels and etc.
Yep. So you're going to be helping people get their heads around that.
Okay.
But it's going to throw you for a 6 as well. So you just need to know that.
Wow. Absolutely fascinating that the time frames that you mentioned, when I moved, I moved from Hawaii back to Minnesota when I was, well, actually, no, go back to when I was 33. I was living in Hawaii, and that was the year my father passed away, and he was from Minnesota, and I was living in Hawaii. And as soon as I got back from helping my mom finish or set everything up and whatever, take care of his stuff, I was promoted to manage the First Hawaiian Bank Contact Center Technical Division, and that I did that until April Fool's Day 2008, and then when I was, you had me till 42, Leadership and Power. 42, I got married, and because my mom passed away, I met my husband, and it was like a whirlwind courtship as she was sick, and I was taking care of her, and I was working full time in a leadership role, and met my husband. He's like, I work in the oil industry, I'll take care of you. You can do whatever you want, sell on eBay, whatever, and that's what I like to do. So at age 42, I moved to North Dakota, and I've been working for myself ever since.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well, and I had started that when I turned 29. I decided to move to Hawaii from Minnesota, and because my grandmother had passed away. And I decided that, you know what, I'm not happy. I designed and built my own house. All the time frames you said, I mean, fit right in there. When I was leadership.
Like I say to people, are you there? Still?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, because it's like my special speaker is saying I need to charge it. But as I say to people, your chart is your chart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your chart, and it's like, and they go, how do you know that? And I go, it's your chart. Yeah, it's your chart. That's all I know. They go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, well, it's the way that it is. It's your chart, and that's just how it is. It's your chart. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, honey. So take care. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Listen back to the information, the recording, minimum twice. Conscious mind, subconscious mind needs to hear information 3 times to fully register it.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And good luck with it all over there.
All right. And good luck in your travels and speaking, and that should be wonderful.
Yeah. it's going to be a bit of a doozy. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Take care, number 22, grade 6er.
All right. Thank you.
Onward and upward, hun.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, darling.
All right. Bye-bye.